So I'm at a convenience store in Norman, Oklahoma. I'm going to do a little instructional video on a gas fryer. I know that the plumber did a really good job of plumbing this one up. However, they did not test the unit. I know that for a fact because the sticker for the bulletin that affixed the back on the unit was not removed, and I could tell because of the adhesive. So anyways, here's a main line gas line coming in up here through the ceiling. I turned that main valve on. This is part of the Ansell system. You can see right here that the valve is open position with that little detent right there. Another way to know that is up there, it says it is in the cocked position, not fired. And so that's another way you know that it's ready to go. That doesn't necessarily mean the gas valve is open outside, but it's one way to check. You can tell right here in this back line, they've got multiple appliances. My only concern with this setup is they've got a pretty good size line coming in, 1 inch line. They keep tapering it down. Matter of fact, you can see a reducer from a 1 inch to a 3/4 right here on this bell reducer. Comes down here. They got a 3/4 line going all the way over. So hopefully it should be sufficient. There's not a lot of length here, but I'm not going to test the other units as they did not buy those from us. That is a griddle and a burner top. So I'm going to fire this unit up and test it. Not only do I make sure that that valve is open, that it's mechanically open at both the Ansell systems, but I make sure this valve is open at the unit. You can see the quick disconnect here. They did use a dormant disconnect, which is really good. However, one thing I could advise them, they can pull the unit away from the wall and clean behind it if they want to, and they can even disconnect it if they want to after turning that gas valve off. But I would recommend putting a lanyard, which is basically a wired cable that can, sometimes they're coiled up, sometimes they're just, rolled up to keep it from pulling the unit so far from the wall that it actually stretches the dormant hose. That would be one of my recommendations in there right up. Other than that, I do have the back panel off of the unit. You can see it right here with the 4 screw setting down there. I just moved the back panel here. We're in Norman, Oklahoma. Got a natural gas unit, and it looks like this thing's designed for natural gas at 3.5 inches of water column. And since we're at a 0 to 999 elevation, it didn't require an orifice change. But this is a big boy unit. This is a 720, a Giles Gas Fryer 720. You can see the regulator. Here's the gas valve on the unit itself. It is in the closed position right now, so I'm going to open it up. That opens that valve. You can see me turning that. That's open, and that is closed. And so I'm going to leave it open, and we're going to start it up. There's the valve down there. You can see it with the 2 solenoids on it, and the cap right there for the adjustment to take off, and then there's the port right there for the manometer. So got the unit filled with water above the heat exchanger. I've got power to the unit ready and waiting to go. So I've got the power turned on and put it in cook mode. Make sure that contactor is pulled in. It says press power failure, press start to preheat. So I'm going to go ahead and press the start button. And inducer motor kicked on, igniter kicked on. Probably going to fill out. This is brand new construction, so it's probably going to not kick on right away. Although I feel heat coming out, so yes, it did kick on right away. So the unit is running. There's no flame fill. If I go back here, you can probably see it in the fire burner assembly. I can hear it. I'm trying to get a picture. I can see it or not. Anyways, you can hear it. There you go. You can see right there, burner assembly, where it's burning. All right. I'm going to put the unit in boil out mode because our preset temperature is at 335, and the way I do that is just press the boil out mode again. and it's in boil out mode right now. So it's got a timer, 30 minutes. Press clear to stop it. You can go in here and see what the actual oil temperature is by pressing this oil temperature button a couple times. It's 110 and climbing. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it for now and get my manometer hooked up and show you what I'm going to do. All right, we're going to do that. Bye. So a few things here I wanted to show you. Really, to adjust one of these, you only need a few tools. Two of them are really easy. The third one is a little harder to come by. Most plumbers should have them. A reputable plumber would, but I wanted to kind of go over a few things here with you. So this unit here is a natural gas unit. You can see it right up there. It says natural gas at 3.5 inches of water column. This unit is suitable for usage between 0 and 3,000 feet, or 2,999. Basically what that tells me is, I'm not going to look at this propane chart, I'm going to look at this natural gas chart, I'm going to look at the altitude. 0 to 999 says the number 30 drill size. There's the part number, Orifice part number. If you look at those first three columns, they do it by thousands. 0 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, so on and so forth. I mean, pretty simple there. The first three, 0 to 3,000. Most of the units that we sell are probably natural gas with a number 30 in there. That doesn't mean you can't get one if it's at a higher elevation. We've changed those out before, or if you've converted them from propane. Now the difference between just changing the elevation and converting it is, if you're just changing the elevation, it's just a matter of changing the orifices out. The orifices on these units are right here at the top of these burners. Trying to find you a good view here. Can't really see. Let me zoom in. So here's one gas line. Here's two. Now on a smaller unit, there's only one burner. On the bigger boy, there's two. So if you look at the top of these, you kind of look back in this grid, you can see the actual top of the orifice. I'm trying to get a good view, and I apologize here, but anywho, you can kind of see in there, maybe. There we go. You can see top of both of, you can see the top right here. Let me see if I can get a screwdriver up in there. Right there is the burner bolt right there, and then the other one's over there. So that's the best I can do. Now what I'm going to do right now is two things. I'm going to take my screwdriver, I'm going to take that right there, I'm going to take that cap off, and I'm going to use my crescent wrench and take that bolt off right there. And what I'm going to put in here is my manometer. All I'm using this for is to make adjustments. So here we go. And here's my manometer. And you'll notice that my manometer, I'm measuring it in, where's it at? Inches, H2O, inches of water column. And here's my connectors right here on the tubes that go to the manometer. And I don't have them hooked up. I want to hook that up. I'm going to take that adjustment cap off too as well. So you'll notice a couple things here. First off, I've taken the caps off. I'm taking the adjustment cap off right here. And then I've also taken that nut off as well. You can see that I've hooked the manometer up. It's sitting right there, ready to go. And then the other one is an adjustment screw, and it goes down in there. So I'm just going to lay my screwdriver in there, and we're ready to turn the unit back on and adjust it and see what we get. All right. So we'll turn the unit back on, and it's climbing in temp again. So we're going to adjust it while it's climbing, burning. So we'll go back here, look at the unit, and we look right here, and we measure a 3.2, 3.19. It varies a little bit. So we're going to torque it down a little bit, see if we can't get this back up to, what did it say, 3.5 inches. Not only is it there, 3.5 inches, if you look over here on this chart right here, it'll tell you, hey, what should your natural gas manifold pressure be? 3.5 inches of water column. Input pressure should be between 5 and 9. So you can measure that if you wanted to somewhere on your line. What I'm sorry about that. What I want to do right now is adjust my pressure, see what happens. So I finally got the unit burning good, and I've got the manometer hooked up, and I've got the light on it so you can see it. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually got the screwdriver in there and I'm twisting it clockwise a little bit, and I just want to get it above 3.5, and that's what I'm going to do. You got to see that screw that's in that adjustment right there. Sorry, it's vibrating. That's the screw right there. If I go here, I got it torque up pretty high, so I'm going to tighten it back down so that it goes back to where it was at 3.5. So I'm torquing it down. You can see that. I'm going to keep torquing it until it gets to about 3.5. I'm going to stop. A little more. And that's where we're at. 3.5. It don't matter if it floats to 3.6. It ain't going to be a big deal. Rather too much and too little. But it's floating around 3.5. And that's when we'll leave it. Okay, it shut off. Alright, there we go. So all I'm doing right now is putting the plugs back in. Put that adjustment screw plug back on the top. Right there. And then I'm tightening this up. So I'll take a wrench and just snug it up good as well. Sorry, a videographer I am not. I apologize. But you get the gist. Just snug that up. And then take your screwdriver on this one here, over here, and just torque it down good and tight. Put the back on it and you're ready to go. I'll show you what a flame fill looks like. If there's gas not available to the unit, the inducer motor will kick on to suck out any residual gas that's in the heat exchanger. This right here basically being the heat exchanger. So the gas burns out, goes out up through the exhaust gas. So it'll come and kick on. You can hear the igniter buzz. If it doesn't ignite, you'll get a flame fill, which is what's going to happen in this instance. Should. And it did. There you see the flame fill.